finally tonight, another end of an era. WCVB anchor Randy Price announced this week he's retiring after nearly 4 decades in the Boston media industry. Randy Price has the distinction of having anchored at all 3 of Boston's traditional network-affiliated stations.
Good morning, I'm Randy Price. The Seabrook Nuclear Power Plant is 2 steps closer to receiving permission to go online.
That was 1988 when Randy worked for WBZ, and Seabrook was the hot story. He literally went from morning to night at BZ.
Good evening, I'm Randy Price in the news of this hour.
From WBZ, Price went to then NBC affiliate WHDH, anchoring the 5, 6, and 11 p.m. newscasts.
A special delivery in the aftermath of a deadly crash. A woman gave birth inside a car the night.
But things came to an abrupt end in 2009. WHDH tried to spin it as Randy's choice to leave, but he set the record straight.
That stung. But then to see that I had retired, it was never ever discussion. I never said anything like that.
And he made it clear he was at odds with news management.
When we start putting in alligators in Florida on the loose and whatever, house fires in Detroit, I don't think people connect with that.
Not long after that, though, Price found himself comfortably ensconced in the anchor chair at WCVB, where he's been doing the eye-opener news for more than a decade. Here he is being warmly greeted by colleagues and viewers for his 5th anniversary.
5 years. Time just flies.
When you have 5 more years?
Yeah, let's
10, 15, however long we can keep you at this desk.
It's already been a pretty long career.
Yes, but not long enough for many of his fans. And Randy Price joins me now. Randy, one of the things I've always loved about you, not only do you inspire confidence and trust, but you've been so honest over the years about the business and what it's meant to you. I so appreciated you, even back during that whole Channel 7 debacle, being honest. Some people would have been afraid about losing the next job for being so honest.
Well, there probably was a little hesitation from my next employer about speaking out about the previous situation. But, I was really upset with the situation and disappointed because I didn't feel like I had failed. But whatever, Emily, as you know, things have a way of working out, and very blessed that nearly imposed retirement actually came at my own decision about almost 11 years later.
Wow.
At a great station. So
my goodness, I worked at Channel 5 for years, and I always had such a deep appreciation for the people who do the eye-opener news. And I know you have a commute, too. It's not something that you had to do very lightly. So, what was that like, getting up at that ungodly hour for all those years? Did you ever really adjust to it?
Yes. It just, you get into the groove and then it happens. I was very blessed to have a great team who made my life a joy when I'm at work. So I would always look forward to that. And, the drive, you just kind of get into autopilot and you don't have a better commute. Coming from Maine, it was just, gliding in. So I really didn't have any complaints about getting up at that hour. And, you have to be thankful for what you have. I was very fortunate to have a great place to work. Our program had phenomenal success, and that means a lot in our business.
You're such a beloved figure in town, and it almost took me back when I was reading the headlines about your departure this week, because many of them said, first openly gay man, which seems sort of quaint now when you look at Anderson Cooper and Rachel Maddow. And how did that strike you? Is that something that you were proud of at the time, or do you ever think about it now? But the fact that everybody's still calling attention to it seems, as I say, almost parochial.
It does, and it seems like, ages and ages ago, but I was very proud of it then, and I'm especially proud of it now as I'm leaving, because I've heard from journalists across the country, not only in Boston, but across the country, who have been thanking me. I don't even know these people, but it's great to have made a mark that meant a difference for some other people, and sweet experiences.
So I remember I did a piece for Boston Magazine about you years and years ago, and I came up to your place.
In my house.
I did. You had those beautiful spaniels and a basement full of birds. So when you move to South Carolina, are you going to bring the birds and the spaniels? What are you going to be doing there?
No, we've come to our senses A little bit. We still have 2 dogs, but no Cocker Spaniels, amazingly, after what seems to be 100 of them over the years. We were showing dogs then and breeding dogs, and had a great experience with a lot of people, a lot of families who ended up with our dogs, and so that was fun. But at some point, it's nice to bring a little sanity, and so we have 1 Springer Spaniel, 1 Doberman Pinscher, and no birds whatsoever.
So
we had a good time with the bird situation, but 250
that was crazy.
a bit. Don't you think?
I didn't want to
say
say there was a lot of birds in that basement. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to amuse yourself day in and day out?
Oh, no lack of things to do. We're big gardeners as well. I don't know if you remember, we had a lot of going on. So part of the reason that South Carolina was so attractive to us is that it's a great climate for year-round gardening. So we have a lot of fun with that. We live in the middle of a nature conservancy here. So there's a lot of outdoor activity and things to learn, things to do. And it's a great place for friends to come and visit. So that's part of the appeal for us. And being here in Savannah, Georgia is just down the road. So it's fun. That's a crazy, wild, historic place to be. So it was just very appealing. And little did I realize at the time, there are a heck of a lot of New Englanders, greater Boston area people who are down here, either part-time or year-round. So I don't feel like I've gone to a foreign land.
All right. Randy Price, your last night is May 20th. Good luck to you, and I'm sure you'll get an outpouring of thanks.